Plenty of drama in both Saturday World Cup quarterfinals. Argentina needed extra time to get past Switzerland 3-1 with a controversial turning point coming after a Swiss red card under the newly implemented mistaken identity rule. Meanwhile, England advanced in extra time against Norway after another dramatic moment, a controversial equalizer that came after the ball appeared to strike the Skycam wire before England regained possession. Now, FIFA releasing the following statement, quote, before England's goal in minute 45+2 against Norway, the sensor in the connected ball showed no peak in the heartbeat of the ball when in the air, and therefore no evidence that the ball touched the overhead wire and changed the movement of the ball. Gotta hate when that happens. Roger Bennett, Men in Blazers, kind enough to join us. Now, Roger, do we agree with FIFA on this call and buy what they're saying about the sensor in the ball for this play?
Well, the 97% of me, which is American and objective, raises a question mark. I think the 3% of me that still feels a little English says, no, I didn't see a single thing. Look, ultimately, in both games, there were controversies. What is sport for other than for us to get completely worked up into a palaver? The refereeing, the VAR, the technology doesn't seem to be eradicating any of that uncertainty. It's a little bit like the NBA, where it is a little bit subjective. I think the football world moves on like that. And all that matters is we've got the Final Four that Greek epic poems are written about. These are mega fixtures. This is the big goal Final Four, Joe.
You know, we see in Croatia, Portugal, it didn't look like the ball hit the head, but the sensor triggered that it did. Here, it very much looked like the ball hit the wire, but the sensor said no. So what should we trust more, ball technology or VAR?
Oh, that's like asking me, Joe, the hard-hitting question. Do you believe more in astrology or do you believe more in karma? And I don't know how to answer that. But I will say there is a tinge on one of the storylines of this World Cup when it's relived through history, and not just with the VAR decisions and this snickometer, which is meant to be able to identify whether breath or hair has touched the ball and didn't seem to do a very good job over the weekend. Also, the US having their striker just reinserted in an unfathomable way following Balogun. There is a storyline that there is slightly home cooking for the refereeing. But again, Argentina, England, Spain, France, these are days of great glory, and we're in for a blessed Final Four, the like of which the World Cup has never seen before.
All right, so with that in mind, Roger, let's look ahead to those aforementioned semifinal matchups. Argentina has now had a few close calls now to get where they currently are. Messi, starting to show his age at all, in your opinion?
He was very, 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 very quiet. Uncharacteristically, look, they are defending champions. This is a team that runs on suffering and vibes and magic. Really magic. They don't make a lot of sense. Lionel Messi is old. He is but he's also a demigod. Statistics came out last week that he walks 63% of the time on the field. Joe, he stands for 25% of the time. Essentially, you, Joe, could do pretty much what Lionel Messi does for 88% of the time on the field. It's what he does with that other 12% that makes him not just a footballer, but one of the most transcendent athletes, really a magician, an alchemist. And that's what England will have to worry about. He's never played England before. I need to say, and I think we may talk about it, these two teams hate each other in a way that makes the Yankees Red Sox seem like a beautiful loving. He's never played them before. They hate each other so much they don't even play friendlies. They're not played since 2005. So the idea that Lionel Messi is not going to show up in Atlanta on Wednesday is unfathomable.
Yeah, it's that 12% difference between me and Messi that shows up on the pitch and in the bank accounts as well. You mentioned the upcoming matchup between them and England. Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane. Is Argentina in for a rude awakening here?
I have to say, this game, America, you are in for an incredible treat. This is a game where the two teams despise each other. Joe, I'm not sure Atlanta knows what it has in store on Wednesday when these two fan bases collide. It's a game with footballing history going back to 1966 when they had one of the most violent games ever that led to England saying they were animals, a thing that the Argentinians have never forgotten. England have this twin powerhouse like Duncan and Robinson for the San Antonio Spurs, and Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane. Awful as a football team, but with those two, everything is possible.
Over the weekend, it was announced quickly that FIFA might expand the tournament in 2030 to 64 teams. Your thoughts on that expansion?
It will. If FIFA are floating it, it will happen. I do believe, Joe, we will look back in like 20 years on the naive, innocent days when there were just 48 teams, which already feels massive, as a sweet and wonderful, innocent reality. 64 teams. It works for March Madness. I believe FIFA will have their way. It will be like 128 teams, no doubt, by about 2038. This thing is a money machine. It will get bigger and bigger and bigger. They'll find nations to play in it by 2040.
Over at DraftKings Sportsbook, France is favored to beat Spain in the semifinals. With a win, they would join West Germany and Brazil as the only teams to reach 3 consecutive FIFA World Cup finals. France won the title in 2018, finished as the runner-up in 2022. Roger Bennett, Men in Blazers, back with us now. Is this the best version that we have seen of France's Kylian Mbappe?
This is a man who comes alive when he wears the French national team jersey in a World Cup. It's like watching the Freeze run around the track at the Atlanta Braves games. Nobody can stop him. His team are more stacked than the Lake Show. It's like the cast of Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. Not just him. They have an attacking lineup, which is kind of like Peyton Manning, Denver Broncos offense, Dembele, Doué, Elise. They have scored for fun, 6 matches, 6 wins, barely been tested. And the idea of playing Argentina again in the final would give the World Cup the best sequel since The Godfather 2.
It sounds crazy to ask this of a teenager in the World Cup, but does Spain need more from Lamine Yamal, in order to win this game?
Yeah, Lamine Yamal is one of the world's greatest, meant to be the gentleman that does replace Messi's won everything already. Just turned 19 today. Man is a baby, but is already a winner like Alexander the Great. Almost has no worlds left to conquer. But at this World Cup, he is the one superstar who has not really turned up, coming out of injury. But this Spain team have conceded just once all tournament. The notion of their backline, their ability to control games, their ability to neuter opponents going up against this high-octane French offense is one. It's almost like the Oklahoma Thunder against the San Antonio Spurs in the Western Conference, a final coming too early.
When the dust settles, who do you believe emerges to the final, France or Spain?
I have to believe it will be France. We have never seen the like of them in a World Cup in terms of just a team strolling through the entire tournament, making it look like a rec league. And that desire, the last final against Lionel Messi and Mbappe, it was one of the greatest epic poems of all time. To repeat that, I know it was you, Lionel. You broke my heart. You broke my heart. It will be an exquisite proposition, the ultimate motivator.
Switching to the other semifinal matchup, is Argentina putting too much pressure on Messi to perform at his age?
Yeah, but Messi does perform. This is the crazy thing. And he's gotten better and better and better the more Unky has become. You write him off at his peril. I cannot underline enough for American fans just tuning in. England-Argentina is just an epic. It is a heated rivalry, and not in the good HBO way. These two teams hate each other off the field. The moment Argentina won, they sang about the Falkland Islands in the locker room. There's a 1982 74-day conflict, which is at the heart of this. But the two teams hate each other enough on the field. I do not know what if Atlanta knows what it has in store for it on Wednesday, but Lionel Messi will turn up.
Well, Atlanta's dealt with plenty of SEC championships, so they know Southern hatred. This might be a whole new chapter for them. When it's all said and done, Argentina or England, who advances?
I've got to tell you, England, Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane, it's like watching the San Antonio Spurs of Tim Duncan and David Robinson, just twin towers who, lift their entire team on their shoulders. And the notion of England winning the World Cup for the first time since 1966 on American turf in the 250th anniversary of independence is just mind-bending.